This is my story and why I work so hard and I'm so passionate about helping people with anxiety, because that was me. I started experiencing anxiety when I was 11. I was fine up until then. I was always a very quiet girl, but once I went to secondary school, things started changing. When I was 18, I went and did my nurse training and I worked for 20 years as a nurse, which I loved. But that anxiety was always there in the background. It wasn't running my life, but anytime I had to do anything new or I was in a new situation, I would get that stomach churning, that heart racing, feeling a little bit sick. But I just made myself push through it. Just after COVID, my new grandson came along and we decided that we were going to move to Ipswich because I wanted to be part of his life and see him grow up. But the problem was we lived 7 hours away. Now I'd spent 10 years just driving around very small, very quiet roads in North Wales, didn't see a lot of traffic, hadn't been on a motorway for 10 years. So coming right across the country and suddenly having to go on motorways and dual carriageways, I ended up in such a panic. But that was a huge trigger then. After that, I just couldn't go out on my own in the car. My younger son, who we came to live by, only lived a couple of miles away, so I could drive there. But anything other than that was just, it was too frightening. I found I couldn't go to the shops without having a panic attack. So I just didn't go out. My world became my home. Otherwise, everywhere else was just too scary. One night I was taking my grandson back to my son's house and there was a diversion and I couldn't go the route I knew. And we ended up somewhere I completely had no idea where we were and I was on a dual carriageway again. And I just lost it. I had my grandson in the back of the car and I was sobbing and shaking and crying. It was just horrendous. And it was at that point that I realised I had to do something. I couldn't keep living like this. So I decided to get help and I found a really good hypnotherapist who worked with me. And over a number of sessions, we managed to get to the cause of what was driving my anxiety. And bit by bit, I managed to start opening my world up. I managed to go to the shops with my husband and then I managed to go on my own. And not long after that, I drove a car for 40 minutes to somewhere I'd never been before, which to most people wouldn't seem a big deal, but to me, it was massive. And once I'd done that, my brain just realised there really wasn't anything to be anxious about. And it was after that that I decided that I was going to retrain and become a hypnotherapist myself because I wanted to help other people who were living how I'd been living. So when I say that, yeah, I know what it feels like to have anxiety, I know how it shrinks your world, I know how it feels, I know how it impacts your life. I really do, because I lived it for almost 50 years.